and to the republic for which stands one nation.
So the first item after that is board member appreciation. And we all had lovely bags sitting at our spaces tonight.
It's not often we have an opportunity to thank all of you for the time you put in here with the board, the various meetings. It's more than just 2 meetings a month, and it's all the other things you do. So we hope that that's a small token of appreciation for everything you've done. And I hope that they fit, but looks
Thank
very
you.
nice.
I think they're excellent.
That's very nice.
Thank you. Super. Thank you
You're very
for being
welcome.
here.
Thank you.
Yes, there's a lot for us. This will be extra small that I need to wear.
We all have dumb goals.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian. That was very nice. And I think Brian,
We also have,
Yes.
Oh.
We also have cupcakes.
I thought we had apples over there.
Yeah.
Apple cupcakes.
That's not working in favor of the extra small. So we have a pretty short agenda, I think, today. The next item on our list is committee reports, starting with a report from our one present student representative.
Yeah, Jenna's at her basketball game right now. I wanna get to that. If we finish in time, it's a short thing. But, it was a busy weekend, this past weekend at BHS. The play went, very well. I went Saturday, so Mr. Oaks there. We enjoyed it. The leads were incredible, the songs, everything. And our next theatrical performance is gonna be Mr. BHS, which isn't gonna be as good as the play, but it'll be funnier than the play. I'll be singing, John Carlo's doing it, a bunch of us are doing it. We'll have flyers soon. March Upbeat Weekend is gonna be the 15th to the 17th. We have parent-teacher conferences coming up on the 14th. And then I wanna give a little quick update on, our sports teams. The men's basketball, we lost to Ledyard. The girls that went to track in New York, Patricia, don't quote me on it, but I think she came in 7th for the high jump. And I don't know where the girls placed, but the 4x1 or 4x4 team, I don't know who placed, but they enjoyed it. I talked to them. Swimming won the conference, and hockey and girls basketball, they're playing their semifinal games tonight. Hockey's playing at Yale, Yale's rink. And then our business program, they're also doing very well. We had 2 first place winners at the state competition, McKenna Evans and Audrey Feldman, and we also had 3 third place winners.
That's awesome.
So, a lot going on.
Those are all really good things to report, so it's always nice to have positive contributions by the student representative. Thanks, Alex. And next, from the Communications Committee, I know the Communications Committee and the Student Achievement Committee each met in subcommittee meetings prior to the meeting, so starting with communications.
So thank you, we met briefly to discuss our plan to continue to communicate with our community, which has been a big priority of ours since our committee started in December. So we discussed with Brian ways to get us as a board out to speak with various groups in our town regarding the budget and the why and the importance behind funding education in town. So what Brian is going to work on and send out to all of us is a list of upcoming meetings, parent meetings, potentially upbeat, maybe band parents, so on and so forth, and put that list together. So then my hope is that if we are available on those nights, 1, 2, 3 board members can go out and then we can have more community outreach and really express the importance. Last year, I believe only 7% went out to vote for our town referendum. People don't know why to vote, they don't know how to vote, they don't know if they should vote yes or no. We can't tell people how to vote, but we can certainly spread the word that it is very important that people are going out at the end of April to vote for our budget. So that is the biggest thing that came out of our committee meeting today. So please keep an eye out for that. And if you're able to attend any of these meetings, we strongly encourage that because, they want to see all of our faces. I know we're not all able to go. And then the other thing, we checked in on our citizen column. So we have successfully published 8 weeks of the Citizen, which is really good. It was a really big goal to set a weekly column. And it's been a lot of work, and everyone's been contributing as they're able to, and we hope to just continue this through budget season, and then we'll pull back and reassess. Do we wanna do it weekly or every other week? So, Brian is gonna work on this week's, and we will be sending it out. You'll probably see it Thursday or Friday. Sorry, it's not out sooner. It's just, everyone is busy. So keep an eye out on it, and if you feel strongly about it, once you get the text from me, then just hop on, make your edits, and also feel free to make any edits. We do not care.
Thank you, Julia. Did you wanna?
No, so far I've been at, my third PTO meeting will be tomorrow at McGee, and then hopefully that goes well within the next couple of weeks. But the response from parents and the parent group has been very strong. Some of the parents talked about actually getting together and forming a group and getting the message out and making phone calls to other parents about the vote. So we talked about creating some type of script as far as how to vote, not how to vote, but what the vote means, a yes or no, and then letting them know about what the budgetary requirements are. We talked about providing them with some charts and graphs that are real user-friendly, but it gives an accurate picture of what we need to sustain the education system.
What time is that meeting tomorrow night?
The meeting's at 6:30, 7:15 for the presentation.
There's a call went out for that too. We have to call, what you said.
I just want to say thank you for making the effort to attend those meetings and provide the information to parents, because I think, as we've seen with the budget presentation and other meetings, we don't get a huge turnout, but if folks are in their respective schools or their children's respective schools for other purposes, and they learn more about our budget process and what the implications of voting or not voting are, I think that's extremely helpful, so I appreciate the time that's
Oh, it's
devoted to
wonderful opportunity.
Next is Student Achievement Committee.
Well, most of what we did today will actually be talked about a little bit later in the calendar, and so I don't wanna go into it too much. I don't wanna. However, one of the things, there's an article in the patch about Hannah Smollett's a senior at the high school. Is this, I seem to recall that we already recognized her for what she did. Do you recall? Or am I just making this, my imagining things? The internship program that she created.
Sounds meeting.
What? Was it the last meeting? I wasn't at the last meeting. All right,
Yeah.
as long as we did, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure she got recognized, because it's actually pretty cool. A senior at Berlin High, honored for exemplary volunteer service with a certificate of excellence from the Prudential Spirit of Community Award, so that's excellent.
She does deserve some kudos. I
Good,
did read
good,
that
good.
earlier too. Thank you, Rich. Correspondence to the board, Brian?
I have one correspondence to the board. Thank you for the beautiful flowers and for thinking of me during this difficult time. Sandrine Prentice is a teacher at McGee.
Okay, next item on our agenda is audience of citizens. Is there anything you'd like
Citizen
to-
singular, audience of citizen.
No, so not jumping onto the statement, but we're going on to the fifth item, which would be the consent agenda. So I will for a motion.
I'll move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second item, moved by Adam, seconded by Julia, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 7 tonight, right? And no opposed? Motion carries 7-0. New business, facilities updates, Mr. Goodrow.
Yeah, just quickly, I wanted to let the board know that, today, actually, we've had capital on our mind, and today Brian and I met with Doug Solik and Greg Szymanski. Doug is our facilities director with the town, and Craig is our IT guy, and we talked about what we're gonna be doing for capital, and what we're gonna be supporting and pushing for this year. Realize there's a capital budget out there for this year. We have, as of today, at least the report that was given, we've got about $122,000 worth of money for capital that we can put into use with support of the town, actually, into our facilities. So just to let you know, the group decided, and basically led by the superintendent, naturally, is there are 3 things that are a priority. One are cameras in the schools, particularly First McGee. The next is completion of the new blast room at McGee, which is also very, very important for this coming year. And then trying to refurbish and put back together the phone systems on a lot in the elementary schools. Out of that 122, you should understand that they do reserve some funds for things that may have to come up and, things to repair and fix and so on and so forth, but we're hoping to use the majority of that. And the important thing is to get that contracted, designed to get that contracted now, to get under contract before the end of the year. So that's the good news. We've got some funds there, and the reason those funds are there is that certain things in the capital plan get budgeted over time. Some get spent, some save money, some go over budget, some back and forth, but this time of year, you can sit there and go, what's left? And from a Board of Ed standpoint, we have a good chunk of money that we wanna go forward to spend. I don't know, Brian, if you have any comments on that at all, or
Part of the monies will be reimbursable. The phase 3 grant, safety security grant from the state has been approved, but not all schools are on that list. So that being said, we won't be reimbursed for certain things at specific schools. They will be reimbursed should phase 4 be approved, but with the change in governor and things are kind of sitting on the desk. There's certain things we feel we cannot wait to do. The cameras at McGee are a safety priority. The ballards at the high school are being done, manager's taking care of that. But beyond that, the 3M protective coating for the windows, that's been completed at all the schools except for the high school. So there's additional things beyond the funds that Jeff spoke of, but though we only have a limited amount of building and site funds to work with, and there's a contingency amount that we don't wanna leave ourselves with nothing, because those are the funds that are used to repair anything we don't expect throughout the year. So, a pipe burst in the school has to be fixed, those funds are required to repair that. So we don't wanna zero out that account, knowing that what we heard at the last meeting about the building and site that we have coming forth in the next year. So we're gonna do as much as we can. The reimbursement rate is at 43%, so the things that qualify under the third round of the grant we'll do. But cameras being first on the list, the camera systems that we have at the elementary middle school are antiquated and are not as reliable as we like. They're in need of service more frequent than we hope. So we've worked in-house with Craig Szymanski, and he's reached out to other experts to look at not outsourcing the camera work, but it would be in-house. We have someone that we would hire a contractor to install, but not dealing with proprietary cameras as we have at the high school, where we're tied to one contractor to maintain those cameras and so on. And that system, the new system, would tie back into the police station, as well as be able to be viewed mobilely by individuals with access. So that is the priority. The phone systems that we have at the elementaries have been on the list for, I think it's the second year. And it is a priority. The McGee system last year, the board, our funds actually paid for that system when it went defunct. Rather than try to repair an antiquated system, we opted to pay the $35,000, I think it was, to just upgrade it. That's about what the high school, the elementary schools need for the phone system. But with that being said, they are functioning at this point. It's just not, it's probably a 20-year-old phone system currently at the elementary school, so, not really bad, but not where it needs to be. There needs to be some cabling that will be put into the buildings for the camera systems too, but we don't have all the cabling that's needed at this time, so that's also in those funds that we're spending.
Right,
But,
just to give a little order of magnitude on, for example, the cameras, which are very important. In our proposal to the town, under capital, there was almost $300,000 put in there for the camera systems that we need at the 4 schools. So we don't have enough this year, obviously, to go forward on that. Originally, there was, I think, $45,000 in there. It doesn't mean we have it for this year for cameras, so we can do some at McGee and go forward. But we don't have the funds to do all of them yet. That's something we're still gonna have to work on.
And when you mentioned the phone system, you talked about refurbishing the phone system, is that,
That was just my word,
oh, okay.
to go fix
But not
fix what's
replacing.
there.
Right.
Again, if there's money, that we can go in and replace the systems, we would certainly do that first. But I mean, they may break, if something breaks, you gotta go take it. So.
I just think it's important, we're not gonna throw bad money after good money, so all of a sudden, the Hubbard phone system doesn't work. Rather than try to fix it and spend $5,000 or $6,000 on an antiquated system, we would opt, if we have the funds, to just replace it like we did at the beginning, that to me makes more sense, so.
And just one last thing, just, I know we haven't spoke about the BHS closeout at all. There has been, as far as I know anyways, and I haven't heard from the Public Building Commission, but there has really been no conversation at closeout at this point. And I think the reason for that is, at least from information we had a while back, is that the litigation that's underway against the town relative to the contract by one of the contractors is still not settled yet. And I don't think they're gonna go and close out until that's complete. So, just to let you know, it's not like it has been forgotten, but there's not really much to talk about this morning.
Thanks, Chuck. The next item is our proposed school calendar for the 2020-2021 year.
You have a copy in your board packet of the calendar for the 2021 school year. Similar to the discussions we had last year, number of student days would be 181. I know that in previous years it was 183, but we have forgiven several days at the end of the year to make things end in a timely manner, or, you know, not adding another week. With that being the case, as we said last year, elimination of the half-day PD days, we actually, in 181 days, going to full days, we're actually increasing the class time, even though we have 2 less days. So it's not as though instructional time is decreasing because we're losing those 2 days. The ability to forgive days, though, we would not be doing that. We would have one we could forgive the state statutory 180 days, so we wouldn't be able to forgive days other than one at the end. So you can see the few half days here, there's only 3 half PD days throughout the calendar year.
Okay. Yeah, I think sometimes those afternoon half days are challenging for families. I always appreciate the robo reminder. So a motion,
Move to adopt the 2020-2021 Berlin Public Schools calendar as proposed.
moved by Tim.
Second.
Second by Rich.
Can I ask a question before we take a vote
Yes,
now?
sorry.
Out of curiosity, Brian, we're going to Monday the 14th. I'm looking, is there any way that, and I know there's probably a lot that goes into this, but with the PD at the beginning of the year in August, I don't know if it's possible, was it considered of putting a half day at the beginning of the year rather than at the end?
We thought about that, but the likelihood that we're gonna extend because of
Yes,
snow.
no.
If we end on that
You
Monday.
start with hope.
Yeah, right, well, I go
And we
back
can
on this
forgive
one,
the
I go
one.
back on this
Okay.
one.
We can forgive the one and roll back to the 11th.
So you can forgive that one.
Yeah.
Good.
We could.
Good.
If we roll to a Monday, typically in years past, we forgive it for the students, not for the staff, of course.
That's some revenue we got out the
Mother
10th, I
Nature
think.
very rarely has us end where we
No,
before
I can't remember the last
Yeah.
one, yeah.
This year. Just
Don't
then,
vote.
we'll
Don't
push
vote
it to
for
Monday.
it.
Yeah.
Don't call us. Everyone truck in. Adam will bring you his truck.
Other question is the vacations. I know that we talked about, or there was talk previous years about having a common schedule. Is this lined up with other school
With school
districts?
It's lined up with many school districts. What they did is they put us with, CREC, and I was actually on that committee, and they've really moved away from it. They've not required it to any degree.
Local control.
Yes, they went back from.
Which I prefer.
It swung from, everyone's gonna be the same in this region, and then it went back to, you can have 5 days that are different, and then it's kind of loosened up completely out of, to be honest with you.
It's fine.
But a lot of districts are following, the big thing that we have that's similar to a lot of districts is that February vacation. A lot of districts have a PD day and then have a short, long weekend instead of a full week, just because of the number of snow days that fall in. And in the April break, you'll see districts have the first week, the 5th, 6th, the week that we have, or they'll take the 19th or 23rd. Those are really some of the, differences between most districts have Columbus Day off as we have. And obviously our, one outlier is Berlin Fair Day, which, is unique, but, a little different, front loading the PD and going to full days is really the difference on this one. But we, know, I think part of it, hearing from parents, and Carrie, you said it, about the half days, parents did not care for the half days. With parent conferences and PD days, it becomes childcare, difficult childcare. So we tried to go with the full days. If you look at the PD days, a lot of them are locked onto weekends, which then allows the parent to have the long weekend if they're planning a trip or something. So you'll see that like Columbus Day, there's a PD day locked onto it. So if they're traveling that weekend, their ability to go. And then the Friday in February as well as Monday, Tuesday. So every PD day is locked onto a weekend. So, you know, allowing parents to plan trips or to have that time with their family should they choose to travel or whatever.
So the new PD at the beginning of November, that's now, the Monday, Tuesday,
Right,
like
yes,
that.
yes it is. We front loaded the PD,
Do it?
but we front loaded this current.
I like that, it never made any sense to me why you do PD at the end of the year, like, the year's over. I'd rather do PD in the beginning, so.
Mine never stops out. Some may be forgotten, but others.
All right, if there's no snow days, I want that 14th taken off, please.
Well, you'll have a chance to
You're
vote
on
next year.
record.
You'll have a chance to vote next year.
We're also on record as saying he should not call snow days, which I'd like to remove from the record, but straight from the record. All right, so we had a motion by Tim, seconded by Rich, all in favor of adopting the 2020-21 Berlin Public Schools calendar as proposed.
Aye.
Thanks. Any opposed? Motion carries 7-0. The next piece is our budget update.
Things really haven't changed that much since, the biggest change is that the finance board will be meeting, I believe they're meeting Wednesday. I know next week Wednesday, I believe Wednesday this week. So we'll be awaiting to hear our fate with the finance board as far as whether there'll be cuts to our budget or increases. I know they spoke about the building and site and the capital equipment not being funded, and the security. I think the big thing to think about is that account 61, whether it will be an account 61 or the finance board will put that into our operational budget. So those are some things just to look for when we do hear from the finance board and what their decisions are before it goes to the town council.
And the next is just, there are 16 policy revisions. This is just a first reading, so no action is required, but they're in packets, and I presume we will, oh, it does say in here, second reading and approval will take place during our next meeting. Is there anything further to note about those?
Just that we'll be updating them with the, exact wording of our policies. The first reading of their model policies should have been with it.
Okay.
There's some questions we'll be clearing up in the subcommittee prior to it coming to the board for a vote next meeting.
Okay. If there's nothing else.
I move to adjourn.
Wow, excellent, Julian.
Much more efficient
Move
with
to
minutes, thank you.
adjourn.
Let's get that on the record.
7:33, motion by Julia,
Have a cupcake.
Second?
second by Adam, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 7-0, adjourned at 7:33.
Plenty of time.
It's a good one to come to.
That was amazing.
Okay,
Plenty of time.
all right then. If we want to begin, that was quick. If we want to begin, try to troubleshoot this, but I'm not.